is most certainly the most wonderful time of the year in Tokyo, Japan, one of the world's great cities and one of its most bustling, as illustrated by the ocean of humanity who perpetually converge on the Shibuya Scramble Crossing. Another popular local landmark is the world's tallest tower, the 2,080-foot-high broadcasting and observation structure called Skytree. And anticipation is sky high at one of the cathedrals of combat sports, the Saitama Super Arena, where tonight, a New Year's Eve tradition of fighting spectacles at this state-of-the-art venue continues with a first-of-its-kind co-promotion between Bellator MMA and Rizin Fighting Federation. Hello there, I'm Mauro Ranallo alongside Big John McCarthy. And John, it's been, well, 20 years since I've been a mixed martial arts announcer, and over those 2 decades, I've had the honor of being a part of 18 events emanating from the Saitama Super Arena. Tonight will be the 5th New Year's Eve extravaganza that I get to be a part of, and really, it is unlike anything on the combat sports calendar, New Year's Eve, and this year especially, a first-of-its-kind blockbuster co-promotion. Your thoughts on co-promotion?
Well, you're taking a look at New Year's Eve in Japan is special, and the co-promotion that you're seeing between Rizin and Bellator, and taking some of their best fighters and some of their champions and making them compete against each other is something we have not seen, but it's something that we do need to see, and we need to see it more often. This is a special night. This is a special event. Bellator versus Rizin. It doesn't get any better.
No, it doesn't. And talk about the main event. Speaking of mouth-watering matchups, McKee, a former strap holder at 145 in Bellator, looking to go 2-0 at 155 against, well, a guy who was a slick submission specialist in the Rizin champion, Roberto de Souza.
Well, let's be honest. McKee is a special athlete. He's a special fighter, but he is up against it in this matchup because Roberto de Souza is a master on the ground, but he's also good in the stand-up. He's got heavy hands. He has knocked people out, but when he takes somebody to the ground, be it he's on the bottom or he's on the top, look out. He is looking for submissions. He is looking to choke you out. He wants to finish you, take your arm. That's what he does. McKee is in for a battle and a half.
And the man who took the 145-pound Bellator belt back from McKee, Patricio Pitbull, he faces the Rizin 145 champion in Clever Koiki. Again, non-title affair, but we're about to see which champion will rule supreme.
Yeah, you're looking at both of them as the featherweight champions in their promotions. Let's be honest about Pitbull. He has been a pillar here in Bellator. He has taken on everybody they put in, and if he has lost, he's come back and found a way to beat that same fighter. He is special. He's got power. He's got great jiu-jitsu. His opponent, another Brazilian, is a jiu-jitsu master also, though, and probably better on the ground than Pitbull when you're looking at black belt versus black belt. I'm going to go with Koiki, but it is that power of Pitbull. It only takes one. And we're going to see who can bring this fight into the area where they're best.
Well, the Bellator cage being replaced by the Rizin ring tonight, and we want to now take a closer look at the Rizin rules of the ring, John.
Well, when you're taking a look at Rizin, it is different than what our fighters in Bellator are used to with the unified rules. This is the Rizin rules, and it is going to be completely different as far as strikes to the head. Strikes to the head in any position in the fight, be it on the ground or in the stand-up, are legal. All elbow strikes are legal. That 12-6 that is in the unified rules that you can't use, you can use it here in Rizin.
All right, it is an end-of-the-year gift that we have all been anticipating. It is time for Team Bellator versus Team Rizin. We begin in the lightweight division. Gadzhi Rabadanov looking for his 4th consecutive win against Koji Takeda, who looks to extend his win streak to 3.
Our tail of the tape in this lightweight matchup to start everything off. Everything looks just about the same. A little bit longer in the reach for Rabadonov. Maybe that will be the difference.
Rizin vs Bellator 全面対抗戦先鋒ライト級マッチを行います。 青コーナー175センチ 70.75 キロ23戦18勝4敗1分けロシアダゲスタン共和国出身第2代イーグル FC ライト級チャンピオンヌルマゴ軍の鷹ガジラバダノフ
In the blue corner, standing at 175 centimeters, weighing at 70.75 kilograms, representing Russia, Gadzhi Rabadanov.
赤コーナー170センチ 70.85 キロ18戦15勝3敗埼玉県草加市出身第9代ディープライト級チャンピオン漆黒のヘラクレス武田カウジレフリージェイソン・ハーゾク
この試合はライジ MMA 各ラウンド5分の3ラウンド制で行われます。
Rabadonov and Takeda batting leadoff, and they will try to batter each other as they look to establish early momentum for their respective promotions. Team Bellator versus Team Rizin. And we are underway. Takeda, a former deep lightweight champion here in Japan. Deep alumni include Ryo Chonan, who on New Year's Eve in 2004, right here in the Saitama Super Arena, recorded the most memorable submission in MMA history, that flying scissor heel hook over Anderson Silva. And what memories will we be witness to tonight, John? It's an incredible atmosphere and just an honor to be a part of this new era of mixed martial arts where the MMA gods have heard the hue and cry of MMA fans worldwide, and we get to see the best fighting the best regardless of their promotional banner.
I can't tell you how excited I got goosebumps right now because this is so special. You're taking a look at some of the very best from both promotions going head to head. This is an outstanding matchup. You're looking at Takeda, great wrestler, incredibly durable fighter. This guy takes shots and keeps coming back. And we know that Rabadonov, man, he is so good with his wrestling, but his stand-up has come so far. He's got a deadly right hand.
Rabadonov has won 4 straight. He is being cornered by another living legend, Khabib Nurmagomedov. And, you know, when you retire as an undefeated champion, you carry some clout in the combat sports landscape. He told Bellator MMA President Scott Coker, I want Rabadonov on the Bellator MMA team roster. And, well, here he is trying to draw proverbial first blood for Team Bellator. And immediately in the early going, John, both trying to establish their game in the stand-up.
Yeah, but you can see when watching this stand-up occur, Rabadonov right now is starting to land that right hand. That right hand has touched Takeda a couple of times, and he's starting to figure out the range.
There's a beautiful lead right uppercut followed by a sharp left hand. Nice combination by Takeda, splitting the guard of Rabadonov here in the first frame, scheduled for 3, sold out Saitama Super Arena. Overhand right for Rabadonov lands. And while Rabadonov and anyone with the last 2 letters in their surname of OV are usually pretty good at wrestling, he is definitely evolving as a striker, John, with 6 knockouts, 5 submissions from his 18th
right hand.
And he just dropped Takeda and Needham as well for good measure. A solid right hand that put Takeda on his seat, and Takeda is in trouble.
Oh, big knee again. Takeda hanging tough. This is what I talked about, him being durable, but Rabadonov is all over him right now.
Rabadonov treating Takeda like most of us treat the lyrics of Auld Lang Syne. He is just really taking the fight to Takeda, but the crowd here appreciating the Bushido spirit of Koji Takeda, the way of the warrior. John, he's managed to weather the early storm.
Yeah, but that section you saw with him being able to get in that clinch, that was great for him, but now that he is in this open space, he is still hurt, Morrow.
And yet he is standing after taking a solid right and delivers a good left hand of his own down. So Takeda weathers the early storm and tries to bring the fight now to Rabadonov. So early fistic fireworks here on New Year's Eve.
Yeah, you can see right now, Takeda's got his legs back. You can see he is okay. But boy, he took some big shots and a couple of knees that landed clean.
And Rabadonov gets clipped with that left hand from Takeda, but Rabadonov very composed. Didn't overexert himself, John, when he had Takeda in trouble, but again, it speaks to the Bushido spirit of these Japanese fighters, and the reason that Nobuyuki Sakikibara, the CEO of Rizin Fighting Federation, he told Scott Coker, I don't just want any 5 fighters, I want the 5 best from Rizin against the 5 best from Bellator. Let's put it all on the line, and it's not just the fighters' reputations as Rabadonov unloads another solid right hand, but the branding power of the promotion's at stake, John.
Oh, absolutely. Look, bragging rights, everything, pride, it's all on the line right now. And you're taking a look at Takeda. He has taken some massive shots and is hanging tough in this fight. He is still in it. He is game, and there's so much into this for each fighter representing their promotions. That's what makes it so exciting.
On a night where many people pop bottles to ring in the new year, Rabadonov popping Takeda with some heavy thunder here in round number 1. And Rabadonov, represented by Khabib Nurmagomedov, the retired former UFC lightweight champion, undefeated, and is continuing his late father Abdulmanov's legacy as a terrific trainer. He's got a murderer's row, including the first Dagestani champion here in Bellator, newly minted lightweight champ Usman Nurmagomedov. Let's take a look at some of that hard-hitting action in the first frame.
And that was that right hand, man. It put Takeda in such trouble. He was stiff going down, but he woke up as he hit the ground and then survives that knee on the ground. Totally legal. Rabadonov going after him with big shots, but tough in his ability to hold on, stay close, keep himself safe. Koji Takeda did a fantastic job in surviving that assault.
Takeda's lost 3 fights, has been submitted by Bellator fighter Spike Carlisle via technical submission, but he's never been stopped. Rabadonov trying to do just that in the first 5 minutes as we head to round number 2. And again, it is the rules of the Rizin ring. And John, who did you award round number 1 to when you look at the criteria here in Japan of damage, aggression, and ring generalship?
Yeah, there's no doubt. Gadzhi Rabadanov, he is the man that wins that round, but you gotta just be so, and you talked about he's never been stopped. You have to be so just incredibly impressed with Takeda and what he took in that round.
He's never been knocked out. He has been finished via submission, but boy, again, showcasing the way of the warrior. And this crowd in Japan, usually very quiet, very focused. They were uncharacteristically loud after the display of both of these athletes. Not only their skills, but their wills, John, putting it all on the line early, going for the fight. And Rabadonov and Takeda now here in the corner, where Takeda is corralled in the corner and Rabadonov trying to change levels.
Well, Takeda was the one that initiated the grappling exchange. He went for that takedown. Rabadonov completely just stuffed it, but it's a good thing for Takeda to keep with that. You can't give it up. That is your strength. If you can work towards a takedown, you've got to keep working it.
Takeda able, well, they're going...
this is all based on that underhook.
Yep, and they're both battling for position along the ropes. You know, Takeda's nickname is Gorilla. He weighed 220 pounds when he was in junior high school. Hey, so far, Rabadonov and Gorilla delivering a thriller here in Saitama Super Arena. What a start.
And Rabadonov is cut over his left eye. There is now a cut. I don't know how it actually occurred. I didn't see when it happened, but he's got some blood there. And it's that left underhook. You see Takeda with that underhook. He keeps controlling the position based upon that hold.
Takeda was bullied as a child. His parents put him in wrestling at 6. That led to a career in mixed martial arts. And here, as we have mentioned, hanging tough against a guy who was looking for his 5th consecutive victory in Gadzhi Rabadanov. Takeda's won back-to-back fights since being submitted by Spike Carlisle, coming off a armbar submission win over Bellator alum Zach Zane back in October in the Rizin ring, where he recorded the first-round armbar. And for Gadzhi Rabadanov, he's gone the distance in his last 2 fights. Victories over Bobby King and J.J. Wilson.
But when you're looking at what's happening right now, it's not that Rabadonov's having problems, but he's allowing Takeda to actually get back in this fight. He should have continued to press. He should have been after Takeda in these situations, and he's kind of backed off. He's just looking for that big right hand still.
And that we've talked about it in the past. He's very content to just stick with the game plan, not exactly put the pedal to the metal, John, and is used to his pace, used to dictating fights on his terms, and Takeda now trying to disrupt his rhythm, and Takeda's had some success with the left hand from the southpaw position. Blood now, and there's a double jab by Takeda. 2 stiff jabs to the face of Rabadanov, and blood trickling down the side of Rabadonov's left eye.
Yeah, again, I'm not sure if it was a headbutt or a punch that started that cut, but you got to be impressed with what Takeda's doing. He wants to get the fight to the ground, but he is being in a stand-up battle, and he's staying with it.
And Rabadonov was just out of range, but they exchanged shots upstairs. This contest has been fought strictly in the stand-up department as Rabadonov tries to lunge in with a lead left hook. Meanwhile, it's a left from Takeda. Coming up on the final minute of the second stanza here at the hallowed Saitama Super Arena, raising the curtain on this first of its kind co-promotion. Team Bellator versus Team Rizin. Takeda delivering a knee to Rabadonov as he was looking for the takedown.
Yeah, nice defense on that takedown, and then brings the knee up to. You want to try to take me down, you're going to pay.
Beautiful entry by Rabadonov. Well defended by Takeda. Wow!
Beautiful wizard to keep himself from being put on his back. Takeda grabbed that wizard down hard, was able to get back to his feet.
Beautiful left hand by Takeda, but immediately Rabadonov clinches him in the corner. So Koji Takeda giving Gadzhi Rabadanov all that he could expect. Nice escape by Takeda. The sweat now beginning to cover their bodies, a slather, and Takeda able to slip out of that attempt by Rabadonov to take back control as we close out round 2.
I'll tell you what, coming off of a first round where he was dominated, Koji Takeda came out firing and took control of the second round. He took some shots, but he delivered the better shots throughout this round, opened up a cut. It might have been that left hand that actually did it on Rabadonov, but overall, look at that beautiful wizard right there. Rabadonov was deep on that. Koji Takeda showing you his wrestling prowess. I have Takeda winning that round right now. In my opinion, we're 1 round apiece.
Work being done on the cut over the left eye of Rabadonov as Takeda rallies the crowd here, the partisan Japanese crowd, as Khabib Nurmagomedov sits there anticipating the final 5 minutes. So according to Big John McCarthy's unofficial scorecard, this opening bout could very well come down to what happens here in the third and final round. Rabadonov pairing the jab of Takeda, then going over the top with a 1-2. And there, the right hand lands on Takeda's nose. You know that Rabadonov would love to close the distance, crush that space, John, and try to, maybe based on what Takeda's been able to do in this fight, take it to the ground.
it wouldn't be a bad idea for him to actually put Takeda on his back. That's a good thing because he's got great base. Takeda's not that guy that off of his back is that submission specialist. He's better in the top position, better at delivering ground and pound. So here he goes to take him down right there.
But man,
nice job
recovery by Takeda is incredible. His takedown defense is something to behold so far tonight as he's already looking for that Kimura grip.
Yeah, he's looking for that Kimura grip, but that was a beautiful job by Rabadonov and how he controlled that position and stayed with it. He's just got to work at bringing his arm out. He's almost got the back, Morrow.
Yes, he does. And when it comes to his 5 submission victories, 2 of them have come via rear naked choke. His last submission win was via rear naked choke, but that was in September of 2016. And looking for position, but again, the scrambling, the rolling, the defensive ability of Takeda, bringing this crowd alive, and now Takeda with a beautiful reversal on Rabadonov.
Outstanding. You saw him roll through on that, creating a scramble. Rabadonov was unable, based upon that post. He ran into it. That stopped his progression.
And there's the knee to the head. Legal here in the Rizin ring on a grounded opponent, and Rabadonov back to a vertical base.
Both guys working incredibly hard right now. All of this grappling, there's a ton of energy going out.
And a ton of energy throughout the Saitama Super Arena as this passionate and very educated fan base. It's one of the biggest nights of the year in Japan. It's when people, it's a date night, John. You go out for a good dinner, you get dressed up, and then you go to the Saitama Super Arena to get treated to, well, instead of a rockin' New Year's Eve, well, we're already seeing a rock'em sock'em New Year's Eve start to this. Team Rizin versus Team Bellator, a beautiful sprawl by Takeda.
Good hips going back, but he's gonna have to shut Gadzhi down, try to come around on it. You see his arm.
Nice knee from Takeda.
That was a beautiful knee placement by Takeda. Didn't have a lot of power on it, but still, it got his attention.
Rabadonov feinting with the kick. Beautiful straight left by Takeda, but nicely timed by Rabadonov as he changed levels looking for the takedown, but again stuffed by Takeda, and a nice slashing elbow across the face of Rabadonov. This is really anybody's fight right now, John.
Absolutely. You can take a look and say that Rabadonov had the beginning of this round, but here comes Takeda. He's trying to bring it back.
Well, as we approach the final 90 seconds of the first fight of the night, you could not have asked for much better in terms of how to get this co-promotion started. Both Rabadonov and Takeda showcasing their wares in every facet of the mixed martial arts. Striking, grappling, defense, and the scrambles, something to behold as Rabadonov looking for the back.
Great job with using that leg to control the position by Rabadonov.
Waistlock employed by Rabadonov. And now we're down to the final 60 seconds of the fight.
1 more minute left in the final round.
Right now, Takeda's working at the hands, trying to separate those hands. He just did it and then lost position on it.
Like you will hear throughout the night, it was Gadzhi Rabadonov's childhood dream to fight here on New Year's Eve in the land of the rising sun. And, well, he has been given a fight by Koji Takeda, and the grappling, John, the game of inches.
Both guys are almost a step ahead. That was a beautiful switch attempt, but that's what got Takeda out. He really needs to do something here. He's got to take this round over. Can't wait. Oh, big shot by
Rabadonov, who came right down with the right hand, and, well, both Rabadonov and Takeda, regardless of the result, have shown they deserve this opportunity tonight. What a fight, what a start to Team Rizin versus Team Bellator. Khabib Nurmagomedov. Hey, his body language there, you saw him kind of nod his head. I don't know if he's too sure who won this fight.
He knew that that was a close fight, and after the second round, he was not too sure of what direction it was going.
And even there, where we just saw him kind of nod the head to go, I don't know. What do you think, John, on your unofficial scorecard?
Unofficially, I have 2 rounds for Rabadanov, and I have 1 round for Takeda. It was a great fight, and you have to be so impressed with the heart that Takeda showed after that first round, Moro. That first round, he was rocked. He came back in the second, took that round, and made a fight of it into the third. Take a look at the positions here. Unbelievable scrambles. Look at that, rolls through, and that's where Rabadonov got in trouble based upon his legs when he wasn't able to roll all the way through. Nice knee on the ground by Takeda. Kick puts him down, but that shot right there was a clean, heavy shot. You can see the impact on it. That was a very, very tough third round for both fighters.
判定の結果をお伝えします。ジャッジマイナー、青ラバダノフ、ジャッジ松宮、青ラバダノフ、ジャッジ豊永、青ラバダノフ、よって勝者ガジラバダノフ。
Gadzhi Rabadanov, who turns 30 on January 7, earns a hard-fought victory to win his 5th consecutive fight against a double-tough Kyoji Takeda. It's Team Bellator 1, Team Rizin 0. New Year's Eve.
He will use it. He will switch from wrestling to the stand-up, and he throws punches in bunches. It's not just a 1, it's not just a 1-2, it's 3, 4, 5, and those are the ones that put his opponents away, but he has got his hands full against Kim. Kim does the same thing. He comes after his opponent in the stand-up. He will take it to the ground. He will try to use ground and pound, and he will be there in your face the entire fight. Look at him go after his opponent here. Lots of shots, kicks to the grounded fighter, but that's legal in Rizin, and that's something that Juan Archuleta is going to have to deal with. This is going to be awesome.
Archuleta snapped the first losing streak of his career with a dominant unanimous decision win over Enrique Barzola in October. Kim is 2-1 since ending a 4-year sabbatical from the sport in September 2021.
Tail of the tape for this bantamweight matchup, 26-4 to 18-6-1. You can take a look at everything else. It's basically the same because these guys are almost mirror images of each other.
Both of them promise that this will be the fight of the night.
ただいまより本日の第12試合、ライジン VS ベラトール全面対抗戦、G法バンタム級マッチを行います。青コーナー173センチ 60.80 キロ、30戦26勝4敗、アメリカカリフォルニア州出身、第8代ベラトール世界バンタム級王者、鋼のグラディエーター、In the blue corner, standing at 173 centimeters, weighing 60.8 kilograms, representing United States of America, Juan Archuleta. 赤コーナー170センチ 60.70 キロ、25戦18勝6敗1分け、韓国北部カンウォンド出身、元ワン世界バンタム級王者、現ロード FC フェザー級王者、韓国軽量級最強の男、キム・スータ。 In the red corner, standing at 170 centimeters, weighing 60.7 kilograms, representing Korea, Souza Kim. レフェリー、ジェイソン・ハーソン。
この試合はライジン MMA 部 各ラウンド5分の3ラウンド制で行われます。
No low blows. If you want to touch gloves, do it now. Ready to fight.
Juan Archuleta told us he's willing to go to the deepest depths of hell to get a victory. And he said that's dragging Kim with him. We are scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds in the bantamweight division. And we know how much pace, how much footwork and speed is a part of Archuleta's arsenal as he lands the first strike. But Kim, he'll meet him in the middle of the ring.
Oh,
nice.
beautiful wizard.
Beautiful. North-south now front. Headlock by Archuleta, but an explosive start here as well, John, as we expected.
And it's one of the things I think you're going to see the difference. Again, Kim comes straight forward in a linear fashion. You can see Archuleta trying to use angles to take his ability away in landing that big shot.
Archuleta's footwork is crafty as they come in. Oh, wow. Again, no, it looks like actually going for a ninja choke type move here by Suchul Kim.
Yeah, but Giddy, what you're seeing with Archuleta, he's standing up right now because he knows I'm okay, and he's just letting Kim start to squeeze his arms. Go ahead, waste your arms, put him down on the ground. Smart move by Archuleta.
And that will alleviate some of the pressure and allow Archuleta now an opportunity to try to, well, break the guard, but a tight guard being employed by Kim, but Archuleta now.
Notice how that head was sideways there. That's what is telling Archuleta, I'm good here.
Archuleta, of course, a standout wrestler. Started at the age of 3. Ended his college wrestling career at Purdue University.
But if you were going to look at the game plan for Juan Archuleta, where he had a dominance, this is it, because Kim is not really dangerous with his submissions off his back. He is a guy that will throw shots, but in the top position, Juan's got the advantage here.
Yeah, Kim known for his fan-friendly style, willing to take the fight to his opponent no matter where he is on the mat, whether in the stand-up or from his back.
Nice pressure right now. Archuleta coming up with a shot. Nice job. Great move. As soon as that little space occurred, you saw Kim moving to get himself back up.
And a series of right hands by Archuleta, but Kim able to get back up to his feet. Some blood trickling from the nose of Kim. As we are coming up on the midway point of the first round. There's an old school foot stomp by Archuleta, and yeah, believe it or not, stomps to the head are legal tonight. And
stomps everywhere,
if
baby.
you know about stomps to the head, you know about Vanderlei Silva versus Yuki Kondo here in the land of the rising sun, where Silva stomped Kondo's head like a grape. And now
those are some heavy knees to the thigh area. The quads are getting beat up right there.
And Kim's nose definitely leaking like a political document right now, but it shouldn't be a major factor in terms of his ability to fight. It could cause some problems with his breathing and conditioning and stamina as the fight unfolds, but he and Archuleta feinting, trying to find an avenue. There's a calf kick by Kim.
Very heavy low calf kick there.
And Archuleta now trying to exhibit some of his footwork, moving laterally, trying to find the angle of entry. 90 seconds remaining in the opening frame. Nice slip by Kim.
You will see that little dance move that Kim does. He does it throughout his fights. When he's feeling like, oh, I'm starting to get range, I'm feeling good, you're going to see him do that. Or if he hurts his opponent, he does it.
Beautiful double left hook by Kim. First to the liver, one upstairs to the side of Archuleta's head. And there's the knee finishing, but Archuleta times it, changes levels, goes for the takedown, and drags Kim down into the corner, where this is actually advantageous to Kim in the position that he can try to use the turnbuckle to wall walk, whereas there's no cage to do so.
Yeah, this is the one place when you're looking at a ring, the easiest place for you to use it as a tool to get yourself up is against that post. Although you're kind of trapped in the corner, it's a good place for you to be if you want to get back to your feet.
Archuleta wants to try to keep his pressure on him, delivering some knee strikes, gets one hook in. Grape finds that leg momentarily. Kim trying desperately to get back to his feet, wearing the weight of Juan Archuleta.
And that's a lot of what you're talking about. He was trying to lace the arm, but wearing that weight is a huge difference maker, because that's how you start to sap the energy. Because one thing coming into this fight, Archuleta knows that Kim has got a big gas tank.
Yeah, we know that Archuleta, known for his speed, power, his experience, extremely well-balanced fighter. But Kim says he's the one that's going to record the knockout. He's never been KO'd.
Oh, that kick hurt him. You can see that had an effect on Juan.
Yes, it did. He's limping back to his corner. And that will definitely be something to monitor closely because of his footwork and because of his fighting style.
Absolutely. All that lateral movement that he is so effective with, that's going to limit it. If you see Kim take away that leg, that's going to have a big effect on this fight. Here was Kim coming in deep. This is a beautiful use of the hip with the whizzer. Juan takes the neck at this point, tries to deliver the knee. This was about the time he went in for that guillotine choke. That choke was never set in place. He didn't have it. I don't know how much he actually squeezed with it, but big shot right there by Kim. But that last kick, this right here, you're gonna see, look at that, and look at the reaction of Archuleta. You see how he took that step backwards? Man, that had some effect on it.
Let's go.
Second down, please.
So we will continue to monitor Archuleta's leg after getting nailed with that kick at the end of the first. We saw it buckle his left knee, limp back to the corner. And for a guy whose whole game is movement, well, he's starting to show us that maybe he's not going to be as inhibited because he's moving a lot.
Yeah, no doubt. You can take a look at the strike sets, 31 compared to 14 as far as what landed. He's basically doubling up on Kim, and that's why I gave Archuleta the first round.
And then he just had his head popped back by that right hand from Kim.
Nice little headbutt there, clash of heads.
Single cross and then box step. Fast.
And there's the takedown attempt by Archuleta, looking to elevate Kim, instead drags him down to the mat along the ropes. Will try to control the legs of Kim.
Yeah, he needs to lay. He wants to take that left leg and lace those legs, but he was unable to get his leg in position for it. Now just settling into guard.
And John, explain what's happening here, because we obviously don't see it in the cage.
Yeah, that's just a repositioning based upon the ropes. Well, if you're in that position where you could slide out under the ropes, let's turn you into a direction that's going to push you more towards the center of the cage. It's just done with a ring. It's something that you don't see in the cage, but it's very beneficial when you're working with ropes.
Control the inside of the arm, pummel inside and control. Big elbow. Good job, Juan. Good job.
See, and this is what I talk about with Kim. Kim actually likes to be, if he's going to be on his back, he doesn't look for submissions. He looks to outstrike, to elbow, to do those things. But that's not a way for you to win a fight when it comes to someone that's good like Juan Archuleta with his ground and pound.
Able to get back to his feet, and Kim's known for a pretty decent right hand, and good head movement, not keeping his head on center line, avoiding some of the offensive strikes from Archuleta, which should behoove Kim.
Beautiful duck under by Juan Archuleta.
Does not behoove him.
That was a slick move by Juan. You see Juan with a 2-on-1 on that left arm of Kim. What he's trying to do is just control the position, suck that arm up, see if he can lace that left leg around the body, get to the back.
And this is textbook Archuleta. Loves to take his opponents down, control them from a dominant position.
And many times we'll let them up. We'll actually do something spectacular to try to land a strike, and we'll give up the space. So the it's beautifully done elbow.
Smashing forearms to the face
and
of Kim.
Did you see how he laced that arm behind the back so Kim had no chance of blocking it?
Under 2 minutes left here in the second round. Good round for Archuleta, although Kim attacking the leg. There's a left uppercut to the midsection, and there Archuleta able to snatch a low single and put Kim on his back in the corner.
Yeah, the one thing, big difference you're seeing in this fight, Moro, is whenever Juan Archuleta feels like taking the fight to the ground, he's basically been able to do it.
He's going to come to it. Yep. Remember the arm triangle.
We have seen Korean fighters improving dramatically over the past few years in MMA, John, the likes, of course, of Chan Sung Jung, Dong Hyun Kim, and now Soo Chul Kim was an inaugural ONE FC champion, trying to increase his win streak to 3. He's coming off a victory over Hiromasa Ougikubo, who we will see in a trilogy fight with Kyoji Horiguchi coming up.
Yeah, that fight that he had against Ougikubo, you're looking at the pressure of what he did throughout that fight, just putting more and more pressure on
like Archuleta's putting on him.
Exactly, and this is, right now, Kim is he's not comfortable being on his back. Again, he's not a submission guy, and he tries to use all these strikes, but that's not going to be beneficial when you're working against a guy that is as good as Juan Archuleta.
And yet you have to admire that Kim is not accepting his position by any stretch of the imagination.
Oh, he's working to get up.
Consistently, diligently, doggedly trying to get up, and that is something endemic to what we see out of the athletes in the Rizin ring and in Japan over the years, John. That mentality, and of course we should see it everywhere, but that's not always the case.
No, it's not always the case. And when you settle, you're saying that, hey, I'm okay with being second best. You can't settle. You've got to be in a position where you are working to dominate this fight, and that's what you see Kim doing.
And Archuleta is working to keep Kim in his grips, but a good round for Juan Archuleta. This year has seen the MMA community hit with myriad emotional gut punches. The latest was delivered on December 22nd. Stephan Bonnar, who along with fellow UFC Hall of Famer Forrest Griffin produced a fight of such epic proportions that it propelled the sport of mixed martial arts into the mainstream in 2005, passed away. His final pro MMA bout took place inside the Bellator MMA cage in 2014. On behalf of the Bellator MMA family, we extend our deepest condolences to his family, friends, and fans. Stephan Bonnar was 45. And as we go to round 3, it is a terrible thing that these things happen in threes. John, you were mentioning so much loss in the MMA community this year, of course. Tonight we're honoring Antonio Inoki, such a pivotal figure in Japanese martial arts and Puroresu. These two showing each other love as they begin the third and final round, but losing Anthony Johnson, Stephan Bonnar, Judo Jean LaBelle, Antonio Inoki, and of course a very popular trainer, Erica, we both knew well. It's a night where we remember those who we have lost, but it's a night where we celebrate the sport of MMA and warriors like Juan Archuleta and Soo Chul Kim.
You can take a look at the strikes after round 2. Kim landing 10 of 26, 23 of 39 for Archuleta. Kim's really going to have to figure out a way to keep this fight where he either ends up in the top position on Archuleta or is able to pressure him in that stand-up and land that low calf kick.
And obviously that kick that sent Archuleta limping to his corner after round 1 has not... Oh, wait a minute.
That's tight. That's why Archuleta gave up that position. That was tight. You could see just by his reaction, hey, I cannot stay here. I have to move and give up position so I can get my neck free. This is exactly what Kim needs to have happen in this fight, but now he needs to get busy. He needs to start doing damage.
And we noticed earlier in the fight when he was going for the guillotine, looked like he might be going for ninja choke, even more so here in terms of the position, and it seemed like Archuleta was caught a little off guard there.
No doubt about it, and that's why you saw him give position and go to his side. That is, man, that was fast.
Yes.
I'm sorry. But the real reason that Jason Herzog is standing that up is you did not see Kim attempt at all to get any posture. He was just doing the taps to the body. And if you do that in the Rizin cage, they're going to stand you up. You know about that.
Somewhere Yuji Shimada is yelling, action! But again, Archuleta looking to utilize the real estate in the ring. Lateral movement, looking to bait Soo Chul Kim. And Kim comes forward and misses with the kick.
In this third round, as you're watching Archuleta, you can see that he sees exactly where Kim is wanting to attack and what to do.
Say that. You're right.
But it's a matter of he's not attacking. He's not being offensive. He is just letting time go by. Everything that made him successful in those first 2 rounds was that he was attacking.
And now Archuleta continues to just utilize the lateral movement, and Suchul Kim attacking the legs, trying to slow Archuleta down, keep him as a more stationary target. Good exchange, and now Kim with some gamesmanship.
Well, Kim tagged him there.
So again, coming up on the final 2 minutes of the fight, who wants it more? Kim needs the victory. Nice left to the body of Archuleta, but Kim needs the win to even the series at 1 apiece. In this battle of promotions, Archuleta would love to make it 2-zip for Team Bellator, another of the Bellator pillars, a former champion, a man who holds a victory over Patchy Mix, who is in the final of the Bantamweight World Grand Prix against Rafion Stotts. And boys, he looked amazingly.
Oh, that was a clean knee, though. Man, nice, beautiful switch, flying knee by Archuleta there.
And now has the single.
How one blow can change the whole momentum of what's going on, because Kim was in control of this round. Kim working hard to stop that takedown. You see Archuleta with that leg up, but Kim's doing the right things right now. He should put that leg to the outside.
Looking for that choke.
He does not have a choke right now. There is no choke that is in danger. He's trying to slip it in, but it ain't happening.
But you're right, it's all Archuleta here controlling the leg. 45 seconds left in the fight. What has stood out for you? Now it's there, John.
Now you have a ninja choke on. Now you're seeing Kim looking for that ninja choke. A lot of people are going to call it a front choke. That's on pretty good. That's why Archuleta just gave his back.
And we saw
putting
him
his back to the canvas.
Threaten throughout the fight, looking for something similar. And here, the closest he's come.
Yeah, there's no choke on now. But the reason for the positional change was that ninja choke put Archuleta in trouble.
Grueling, bloody affair between Archuleta and Kim, and Archuleta looking to put an exclamation point on the proceedings with that jumping knee. Another competitive, entertaining encounter, John. After 3 rounds, how do you see it and why?
After 3 rounds, I have Juan Archuleta winning the fight 2 rounds to 1. I thought that Kim came out in the 3rd round and won that 3rd round, but it wasn't enough to make up the fact that he didn't get anything in those first 2.
Archuleta 3-2 in Bellator Bantamweight competition, 11-3 overall as he and Kim embrace. And the sold-out crowd at Saitama Super Arena saluting both of these warriors. And for Juan Archuleta, again, a dream come true. And talk about the sacrifices during the holiday season. Let's take a look at the action.
Yeah, Archuleta got caught midway with a spinning back fist that did not come about. But that low calf kick throughout this fight, it really worked well for Kim, and I think he should have gone to it a little bit more. Lands the right hand, not a ton of power on it, and again, that's Kim's whole thing. He doesn't have that one-punch knockout power, but that right there.
I'm going for it throughout the fight.
That ninja choke, that was on it. Anytime you see a fighter like Archuleta putting his back to the canvas, it's telling you, hey, that's tight. I need to do something to get rid of this.
判定の結果をお伝えします。ジャッジ松宮、青アーチュレッタ、ジャッジマイナ、赤キムスーチ、ジャッジ豊永、青アーチュレッタ、予定。
Some high drama here in Saitama Super Arena with the announcing of the official decision. It is a split decision. Juan Archuleta victorious. The Jaguar Warrior paying tribute to his mother's bloodlines tonight, and
dream come true.
he picks up his 2nd consecutive win. And Bellator moves to 2-0 in this series.
This guy's an animal, man. Mate, thank you for making my dream come true. Thank you. Honor and respect.
So good when you see two athletes compete that hard against each other, both trying to do damage, but afterwards, nothing but respect, nothing but love.
Honor, respect, pride, and bragging rights. There's Scott Coker, thumbs up. Bellator MMA up 2-0. There's more MMA royalty in the background there. Hoist Gracie. Juan Archuleta said it was a dream come true, and he will be the man on the mic.
I'm not gonna lie, all week it has been draining on my soul, Seeing all you fans has lifted me up and gave me the power, the strength, and the honor to come here tonight and finish laying out everything I had in my body to perform in front of you. Saitama! Super Arena! Thank you! Oh my God! Oh! A dream come true! Ever since I was a little kid, Dan Henderson, Fedor, Emelianenko, Mirko, Kroka, all the legends, and I was one of them that came in here. I promise my next performance will be a beautiful one. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your support. Many strengths, many blessings, many honors. Thank you, Sakuraba, Scott Coker, Saki Abara. Thank you so much for putting this event on. You guys mean the world to me. Thank you for making a dream come true. Bellator versus Rizin!
Juan Archuleta doing his best impression of legendary Pride Fighting Championships ring announcer Lenny Hart, the Passion. And Juan Archuleta moves Bellator to a 2-0 lead over Team Rizin.
Right now, 2 wins to none with 2 decisions. That is exactly what you're expecting when you have 2 quality fighters.
And it was another banner year for Bellator MMA. Hello there, alongside Big John McCarthy, I'm Mauro Ranallo.
We are so excited to be back in action here in 2022.
And the Bellator MMA schedule is blooming. It begins in Phoenix, Arizona, St. Charles, Missouri, San Jose, California.
One of Europe's most spectacular cities, Milan, Italy.
Washington State, Chicago, Illinois. Tonight, the Long Beach Arena.
The Sanford Pentagon. It's
Nice to see you, Dublin, Ireland. We have arrived.
Live from the living, breathing postcard. That is Honolulu, Hawaii.
The Bellator MMA European Odyssey continues from Paris, France to London, England.
The much anticipated $1 million Bantamweight Grand Prix.
the crowd can't wait. None of us can wait. Ladies and gentlemen, the time has come for the main event of the evening.
The right hand, rocking, Rabadonov.
What a win for Fabian Edwards.
Over. Saman Hamasi. How do you like him now? We've got a new champion.
Yes, sir.
Usman Nurmagomedov. The $1 million winner of the light heavyweight world Grand Prix.
Makes it look so easy.
In that day, I came in peace. Today, I came for all.
Johnny Eblen was unstoppable.
I came here tonight to show the world that, yo, you can go to f***ing hell and you can come back.
What a way to wave goodbye.
He is the best. Make no mistake, Gay Gardner is sassy.
Wow! What a fight! And they are swinging for the fences. year it's been for Bellator MMA, and what a way to say sayonara to 2022. Team Bellator versus Team Rizin here at the Saitama Super Arena in Tokyo, Japan. And coming up next, Kyoji Horiguchi renews hostilities with Hiromasa Ougikubo.
When you're talking about Kyoji Horiguchi, you're talking about a guy with so much speed, but the amazing thing about him, although he is a small individual, he's got power in his hands. Take a look at the shots that he's landing right here. This is what separates Horiguchi from others at this weight class. He's got that one-punch power. Look at him just dominating in the grappling sessions. Here against Sergio Pettis, Horiguchi is the complete fighter. But when you're looking at Hiromasa, this is a guy that can wrestle and he can throw his hands. He comes after everyone with a ton of energy. He's in your face the entire fight. He does not let you relax. He has been in that ring, with Horiguchi 2 times already, and he's ready to go after him one more time. He's gonna go after Horiguchi. Horiguchi's gonna look for the big knockout.
Former Bellator and Rizin 135 belt holder Kyoji Horiguchi will try to beat 2021 Rizin Bantamweight Grand Prix champion Hiromasa Ougikubo for the 3rd straight time in a tilt that will be contested at 125 pounds. We go to the numbers for the 3rd meeting here between Team Rizin and Team Bellator.
Man, you can take a look at everything, and they're so close everywhere. The only thing I can point out is this is one of the very few times that Kyoji Horiguchi is taller than his opponent at 5'5" to 5'3".
Pint-sized powerhouses.
花束の贈呈です。プレゼンターは株式会社グッドライフ代表取締役水山雅人様です。
ただいまより本日の第13試合 UNEXT スペシャルマッチライジン VS ベラトール全面対抗戦中堅フライ級マッチを行います。青コーナー165センチ 56.65 キロ35戦30勝5敗群馬県高崎市出身第7代ベラトールバンタム級チャンピオン第4代ライジンバンタム級チャンピオン史上最強のメイドインジャパン堀口恭司
In the blue corner, standing at 165 centimeters, weighing 56.65 kilograms, representing Japan, Kyoji Horiguchi.
赤コーナー162センチ 56.90 キロ33戦25勝6敗2分け岩手県久慈市出身第6代シュート世界フライ級第8代シュート世界バンタム級王者ライジンジャパングランプリ2021バンタム級トーナメント優勝打倒極根性Ougikubo
In the red corner, standing at 162 centimeters, weighing 56.9 kilograms, representing Japan, Hiromasa Ougikubo.
レフェリージェイソン・ハーズ
この試合はライジン MMA ルール各ラウンド5分の3ラウンド制で行われます。なお、この試合の勝者にはユーネクスト様、株式会社グッドライフ様、ユイマール様の各社より勝利者賞が贈られます。
The bell and round one. Both Horiguchi and Ougikubo have tasted great success on New Year's Eve here in the Saitama Super Arena. Remember, Horiguchi beat then Bellator champion Darion Caldwell to become the inaugural Rizin Bantamweight champion, but now a former two-time Rizin champ at 135 and a former Bellator champ as he avoids that right hand by Ougikubo, and it's Horiguchi able to move Ougikubo to the ropes.
And this is where, when you're looking at this fight, Ougikubo is an outstanding wrestler, but Kyoji can actually stay with him in the wrestling department. It's the stand-up that he wants to excel at.
And of course, with Horiguchi now back at 125, hey, he walks around at 143, so making bantamweight, he said, wasn't too difficult, but he feels that flyweight is his future. He would love it if Bellator introduced a flyweight division in the new year, so he and Ougikubo renewing hostilities at 125 with there's Horiguchi landing the calf kick, but immediately Ougikubo takes his back.
Nice job by Ougikubo. When you're talking about 125 to 135, Horiguchi is made to be a flyweight. That is his size, and he's great there. He does fight up at bantamweight because Bellator doesn't have a flyweight division. I wish they did. That's a good job by Ougikubo trying to land a strike there, because this is where he gets into trouble. He just starts wrestling with Horiguchi, trying to get in the ground. It eventually doesn't happen. Horiguchi breaks away and then lands strikes and ends up winning the fight. Ougikubo has got to find ways to hurt and damage Horiguchi, slow him down.
Horiguchi has 10 victories via first-round knockout. Ougikubo has 4 first-round finishes, including 3 submissions. And again, at flyweight, where you would expect fighters maybe not to be known for that one-punch knockout power, we have seen evidence that especially Horiguchi does possess that.
Boy, Horiguchi is just eating up that left leg, and you can even see it down on the calf. Take a look. It's already swollen up, and he's eating up the inside of the right leg now.
Taking away Ougikubo's base. Ougikubo trying to separate himself from the corner, but Horiguchi putting all of that pressure on him and delivering a series of knees into the inner thigh area of the right leg of Hiromasa Ougikubo past the midway point of the first round.
And doing a lot of damage with those knee strikes. That does not feel good. That's a Charlie horse every time.
Horiguchi sharpening his wrestling skills at American Top Team in South Florida, where he has owned a home since 2019. An avid fisherman would definitely love to land another big win here. And yeah, he knows, you know, he said it was a little awkward knowing how much he's meant to the Rizin promotion, representing Bellator here tonight. But at the end of the day, John, when the bell goes, you are representing yourself only. Absolutely. And it's Horiguchi and Ougikubo, and there's a triple jab by Horiguchi that allows him to close distance.
Very nice jab set up by Horiguchi there. And Horiguchi's movement is so erratic, so hard for you to predict, and he's so quick. He moves just well. It's like you're setting things up, trying to find that moment, and he's gone.
Calf kick delivered again by Horiguchi. Inside kick caught by Horiguchi and has the single. And good job of Ougikubo for staying on his feet, but now finds himself pinned to the corner again. And Mike Brown, and that's the corner Horiguchi wants to be in his own.
Right now, Horiguchi is nothing but a video game being played by Mike Brown. Everything that Mike Brown tells him, he's doing.
Ougikubo's the one looking for the cheat code. 45 seconds left in the first frame.
Ooh, that left hook. That's right on target. Ougikubo needs to keep that right hand up, that left hook.
You can see, they're chopping down Ougikubo with that low kick and then the body kick and the 1, 2, 3 by Horiguchi. Ougikubo is on his back. And ground and pound from Horiguchi.
This is what makes Horiguchi so dangerous at this weight.
Hammer fist. Power. Horiguchi posturing and just delivering the thunder to the head of Ougikubo. He has submitted him. They've gone the distance previously. He's looking for the finish here. But time now running out in round one. But the dominant way to end the first frame for Horiguchi.
That last 30 seconds of that round, Moro, oh my God, the damage that Horiguchi did in that's going to have a difference in the way that Ougikubo comes out in the second.
I was about to say, I was saying they obviously have shared a lot of ring time together. They were, taking their time, looking to find different ways to create a winning strategy, but then Horiguchi at the end delivering what we know Horiguchi's capable of right here, John.
Yeah, I mean, this low calf kick, take a look at the damage you can see on that calf already. It is damaged already, and he keeps going back to it, takes him down with it, throws that kick, and then watch the big right hand, boom, puts him on his butt and goes after him. I thought the left hook, he kept on setting it up, and it looked like he was getting range with it. It was the right hand that put him down. Fantastic ground and pound, big posture and big power.
Round two, and a look at the lower leg of Ougikubo, who has tasted the power, the crushing kicks of Horiguchi, and Horiguchi again continues to chop away, take away the base of Ougikubo, make him a stationary target.
Nice
I'm
job.
going to go for a question mark kick there, but he gets caught.
Yeah.
And there's no question, Horiguchi and Fuego early here, again attacking the back of Ougikubo. It's one-way traffic, John.
Yeah, right now, Horiguchi is on a roll, and he keeps on doing damaging work to Ougikubo. The stand-up, it's starting to really separate itself. That low calf kick, he is just annihilating the lower leg of Ougikubo. And you see that Ougikubo is coming out now southpaw because he cannot take much more damage to that left leg, that lead leg. Ougikubo here trying to work the hands, separate the hands.
Ougikubo started karate at the age of 5 because his father was a karate sensei. Started MMA after graduating high school because of the influence of pride, and there's the takedown by Horiguchi, and maybe wanting to set up a potential attack at a rear naked choke, but Ougikubo trying to defend as best as he can from this position.
Being nice and relaxed. Right now, not in danger, but he's not in a good position. He's got to work himself out of this.
And you know what, John, in the spirit of New Year's Eve, I think we should turn the number of Pride Fighting Championships references on tonight's historic telecast into a drinking game. Just want people to do it responsibly and make sure it's the good stuff.
That's it. You just got to do quality stuff now.
Well, we're seeing quality stuff out of Kyoji Horiguchi here. Heel strikes as well, now trying to find a way to slip an arm underneath the chin of Ougikubo. And again, he does have that rear naked choke submission win over Ougikubo.
He does, and he's just taking his time with this. You saw how he had the hook on the leg. He was trying to elevate it so he could slip his hook over the top. Wasn't able to do it, but he's sitting there in a nice ride here. The problem for Hiramaso is he doesn't have the ability to effectively attack Horiguchi in any fashion at this point. He's going to have to turn his position, try to get to the top.
Just past the midway point of the round and the fight, and that rear naked choke submission on Ougikubo as they scramble with Horiguchi now full mount. That was the first submission of Horiguchi's career back in 2013, but here's a scramble, and now Horiguchi looking to get his hooks in.
Ougikubo doing a lot of movement. He realized, I don't want to be in this position with him on top of me in this mount. Gave his back, thought he could actually take and roll his way through it, wasn't able to. Now he's turned the position in guard.
Reversal by Ougikubo, but now he'll have to try to make this work for him because a minute 45 left in the second.
That was really nice work by Ougikubo because he didn't give up on it. He never stopped. He kept on working, didn't panic, and then when given the opportunity, turned it on, got that position back.
But how does he make the most of it now with Horiguchi in the guard?
He makes the most of this right now by getting posture and landing heavy, damaging blows.
What do you think of Horiguchi's guard work over the years, John?
He's outstanding, and he does a beautiful job of doing exactly what you're seeing here. See how he takes the head, and he'll always force the head off to either side under his arm, so that keeps you from being able to land any big shots on him. He's outstanding at controlling the head of his opponent if he's in guard.
Minute remaining in the second round.
1 more minute left in the round.
Nice attempt at passing by Ougikubo, but was unable to get there. It's these little motions right now. You saw Horiguchi with his feet on the hip. Now open guard. That means that he's attacking. That's a good thing. Again, look at where he forces the head to be off to the side. There's no way for Ougikubo to land a big shot on his head. He can do little tiny body strikes, but that's not going to do anything in the fight. Again, he needs to find that thing that can damage Horiguchi. He hasn't been able to find it.
Now Ougikubo trying to work the left hand, but Horiguchi controlling his posture. Final 15 seconds left in the second round. Short strikes from the bottom by Horiguchi. So Ougikubo able to reverse but not do much from top position.
And you can see right there at the end, there's a little bit of frustration for Ougikubo as far as he's reaching over, trying to just do something that he knows that can possibly damage Horiguchi. He's just not been able to find that thing that is going to work for him at this point.
And of course, here in the Rizin ring, scoring done via damage, aggressiveness, and ring generalship, and it's not the 10-point must system.
No,
so, John, who did you think won the round and why?
Oh, there's no doubt who won that round. That round was won by Kyoji Horiguchi. He is
I love when you always say there's no doubt. The reason I keep asking this question, there's always doubt in MMA and in all combat sports.
No doubt in my mind. How's that? Let's just put it that way. But, I mean, look, Ougikubo is doing a good job. It's just he's a step behind in a lot of this. Now, when he finally got to that position on the ground, he wasn't able to do any damage.
Well, Team Bellator has done plenty of damage thus far, already up 2-0. And this the third and final round of the third meeting between Kyoji Horiguchi and Hiromasa Ougikubo.
Oh!
Ougikubo gets dropped with a left hook right at the beginning of the round.
And I'm impressed that you saw that was a left hook, because that was... What a beautiful shot by Horiguchi, and Ougikubo is in trouble right now.
Yeah, this camera zoomed up, but he caught him with a left hook, looking to close the book early on their third and final meeting.
He landed that so clean. Beautiful job passing
right into side control.
Horiguchi in control.
And into full mount, Horiguchi making it look
looking for that
so
arm
slick
triangle.
and easy. Ground and pound as Ougikubo looks like he's going to give up his back here. Trying to sit up. And now Horiguchi looking for that rear naked choke.
See, and these are the times when I'm looking, Horiguchi hurt him badly with that left hook. And so instead of just looking for the submission, damage him with strikes and then go for that.
And the reversal again here for Ougikubo. But as we saw in the second round, Horiguchi not willing to accept it, looking for the up kick. And there's a stop attempt by Ougikubo, vintage Vanderlei Silva there.
Nice.
Wow,
Iranian
what a scramble.
lift.
I've been very impressed with all the scrambling we've seen tonight on this card, John.
Yeah, that was a beautiful Iranian lift, but he did not shuck him off. You want to take him to one side or the other. He wasn't able to do that.
Oh, and now it's Ougikubo looking for the guillotine.
He jumped to that, and it was not set. He probably should not have gone that deep with it.
And he gives up position.
It was a good attempt. I got to give him, he's trying. It just wasn't set, and now you have Horiguchi in the top position, which is not good.
But Ougikubo, referee repositioning them. And you talk about Ougikubo at least attempting. I mean, here in the final round, just over 3 minutes left, Japanese-based fighters always continuing to show that Bushido, always. And we've said it before. In Japan, I've been at fighter meetings for Pride Fighting Championship. Saki Kabara-san would say, hey, you win a boring decision, we might not bring you back. If you lose and you show heart and you are willing to go out on your shield, you're going to be brought back.
That's exactly it. That's their, the way they look at the fight is not so much did you win or lose. Did you fight with honor? Did you give it everything you had? Did you have that warrior spirit? And that's what they're looking for, and that's what you're seeing out of these two gentlemen.
We've
right
seen
now.
the Bushido spirit alive and well throughout this historic night here at Saitama Super Arena as we cross the midway point of the third and final round, the trilogy tilt between Kyoji Horiguchi and Hiromasa Ougikubo. And Ougikubo not in a position he wants to be with time ticking away.
Ougikubo doing a nice job of trying to open up that guard. He's trying to change position. He's attacking. He just can't stop Horiguchi, off balance him to the point where he can turn him.
And of course, Horiguchi returning to 125, an extra weight cut. But how has he looked to you with just under 2 minutes remaining?
Look, I think he looks better at 125 than any other weight class. He's fast. He's so strong, and the power that he possesses is a difference maker in fights. See right here, there's not a whole lot that Ougikubo can do at this. You see that underhook that he's trying to get to try to push Horiguchi off. It's just unable to do it. Horiguchi's base is so good. Just riding right now, taking his time. And as this time goes by, Moro, things aren't looking good for Ougikubo.
He has gone the distance on 22 different occasions, is 18-2-2 in those bouts. But with a minute left, he's going to need a finish, and a dramatic one if he is to not only put Rizin on the board, but if he's to avoid the sweep at the hands of Kyoji Horiguchi. And Ougikubo switching to southpaw.
Going after it.
Yes, he is, but sprawled by Horiguchi.
Oh, nice knee to the head.
And knees.
Beautiful knee to the head by Horiguchi. And see, that's when you got a guy who's been fighting in Rizin, and it just is a natural part of what he does. That was well-timed, well-placed by Horiguchi.
And blood now on the body of Hiromasa Ougikubo.
Well, that's from that knee strike to the head.
Oh, look at it, right to the back of the head there.
He's got a giant gash.
And now the waist lock. Is there one last throw or suplex attempt by Horiguchi? Time running out, but Horiguchi has once again taken care of Hiromasa Ougikubo. Hiromasa, more like it after that nasty knee, and both of them showing respect in another tough, grueling affair, but one obviously dominated by Kyoji Horiguchi.
Yeah, no doubt about Kyoji Horiguchi won that fight. But you just take a look at the respect that they have, and like, man, Ougikubo shows, and I saw it back when he was in the tough house, and he was so good there. I mean, he was so tough. He was that guy that, guys would hurt and he'd come back. And if you're Horiguchi, you go, that's the last time I want to fight you.
And if it goes according to the way we have seen things, it will be as he on the verge of the sweep. There's that left hook I talked about.
That left hook was fantastic. We talked about, you saw Horiguchi trying to set it up earlier in the first round, and it was getting close. But there, when he walked out, man, he tagged him with it, hit him with that shot. That was a difference maker in this round. Ougikubo was never able to get himself back, and then that knee at the end, huge.
And just like that, Kyoji Horiguchi is 3-0 against Hiromasa Ougikubo. Team Bellator 3-0 against Team Rizin.
That was a beautiful performance. If you're looking at Kyoji Horiguchi coming in, it's tough fighting a guy that many times. Take a look at what's going on. We're at 3 wins for Bellator, none for Rizin now. All decisions, though, and we got 2 great fights coming up.
Coming up next in this international showdown as part of the New Year's Eve extravaganza here in Tokyo, Japan, Team Bellator versus Team Rizin. It is the featherweight champions, Patricio Pitbull of Bellator, Clever Koiki of Rizin, going at it in a non-title affair. And John, we've mentioned throughout the night, It's not about the title, but it might be about something more. When you talk to a guy like Patricio Pitbull, he knows all about the storied history here in Japan, especially with the Brazilian lineage, Vanderlei Silva, Anderson Silva, the Hua brothers, his brother. And now he gets to ply his craft against a guy who just won the Rizin title in Koike.
I was here in 2019 when his brother was fighting in Rizin, and you could see how Patricio looked at it and said, I need to fight here someday. I need to be part of this. Now is his chance, but he's facing a guy who is outstanding as a MMA fighter, but especially in the submission game. I'm being honest, Koike is not the guy that people think. He looks lean, he's very strong though. He gets a hold of people and he controls their body. 7 submissions in a row we're talking about, Moro. This guy is the complete package, but when you're looking at Pitbull, every time you look at someone and say, oh, they have an advantage in length, they have an advantage in this, they have an advantage in that, he takes it away, he puts them away, and that's why he is the very best.
And 2 of the very best at 145 pounds are about to throw down in the Saitama Squared Circle here at this incredible venue. And I mean, the goosebumps have goosebumps for Patricio Pitbull and clever Koike.
ただいまより本日の第14試合ライジン VS ベラトール全面対抗戦副賞フェザー級マッチを行います青コーナー165センチ 65.80 キロ39戦34勝5敗ブラジルリオグランデドノルテ州出身第8代ベラトールライト級王者現ベラトールフェザー級王者煉獄の番犬パトリシオ・ピッブル
In the blue corner, standing at 165 centimeters, weighing 65.8 kilograms, representing Brazil, Patricio Pitbull.
赤コーナー178センチ 65.90 キロ37戦31勝5敗1分けブラジルサンパウロ出身静岡県磐田市在住第3代 KSW フェザー級王者現ライジンフェザー級王者ライジンの鬼人クレーベルコイケ
In the red corner, standing at 178 centimeters, weighing 65.9 kilograms, representing Brazil, Koiki.
この試合はライジン MMA タケダ5の3ラウンド制で行われます。なお、この試合の勝者にはインクルーブ株式会社様株式会社ヘイリー様ニコライブ様の他社より勝利者賞が贈られます。
So it's up to clever Koike and his good friend and training partner Satoshi Souza to try to save face for Rizin. They're champions here on this card because Bellator already up 3-0, but Patricio Pitbull looking to make it 4 straight. Champion versus champion. It's not about the belts. It's about pride. It's about bragging rights. It's about the best around the world facing each other regardless of the promotion. And here we go. And you will notice early that Koike will flash those kicks in John and breaking down tape and talking. He usually doesn't mind in getting those kicks cocked and put on the ground because that's where he wants to be. But against a guy as good, as well-rounded, with the IQ of a Patricio Pitbull, you are playing with fire.
Yeah, he's actually got a very good front kick. He'll bring that kick straight up the middle.
Guard.
Nice. Trying to pull right here. Still being tenacious. That was a nice attempt by Koike. I don't see him taking Pitbull down with a normal double leg, single leg type attempt. It's when he gets into the clinch, he gets into the body locks, he's got good judo throws, and he's got very good foot sweeps. So that's where I think he can be successful with that. When you're looking at getting into the legs like a normal wrestler, that's going to be very difficult for him.
Pitbull, the only 3-time featherweight champion in Bellator MMA history, and avenged the loss to A.J. McKee, outpointing him in a razor-thin fight, and then against Adam Boric, who represented the here and now, the future, a guy who's a tremendous fighter, and yet Pitbull able to shut him down, utilizing his IQ and experience, and Pitbull doing the same here. Very methodical, John, picking his spots, but placing his strikes very effectively.
Nice right hand by Pitbull there, and that's what, when you're looking at Pitbull, you're looking at a guy that, like I said, he controls the fight. He makes you fight in his realm. Where he wants the fight to be, that's where it's going to be. And Koike's going to have to figure out a way of just switching that up.
Koike was looking to take him down. Instead, it's
right here, Pitbull.
Pitbull muscling him down.
He's looking to kick towards the head.
Well,
he's got his opportunity, and he's like, I'm looking for it.
To Pele. And Pitbull has experience under those Vale Tudo rules in his native Brazil. He knows all about the stomps and soccer kicks, and he wants the Rizin featherweight champion back on his feet. They touch gloves.
Well, and I don't blame him for that, because if you're asking me, in looking at both guys, you can see, just take a look at the body position of Koike as far as he's kind of biting on some of the feints, and he's not confident in his stance. He's kind of leaning back. He's got to become more aggressive with this and just, hey, I got to go for it.
Pitbull catches the kick. And Koike trying to kick his way in, but Pitbull beautifully done. Great combination of the body and good defense. That head movement avoiding the return fire from Koike.
And this is where Pitbull is so good at managing space, distance, and his timing. Even though he's the shorter fighter, even though he's got the shorter reach, he's the guy that controls it. It's amazing to watch.
There's a punch-kick combination by Koike, trying to find his way off the ropes, trying to keep Pitbull at distance, but Pitbull fires off a textbook 1-2 that lands.
And Koike is feeling the power of Pitbull, and he is showing that he's got to respect it.
And yet Koike's trying to fire back.
No, he's firing back, no doubt about it. That front kick up the middle, he's thrown multiple times. You know what? It's getting close, and so Pitbull needs to be aware of that.
"35 years of age. This is Pitbull's 40th professional fight. It goes down here at Rizin 40. Team Bellator versus Team Rizin, and that was just south of the equator, but Pitbull says, I'm okay. He's got cojones of steel. Well, under a minute left in the first.
Made him pay for that. Nice.
And there's an exchange going on here, but before Pitbull gets the body lock.
See, but this is good for Koike, because here's where he has his trips. This is where he wants to be with Pitbull. I know it's strange since he's the taller, longer fighter, but at range, he's at the disadvantage just because of how good Pitbull is at controlling that distance.
Low kick by Bellator's featherweight champion. There was a front kick just missing Pitbull in the face, and boy, that would have been a statement and a half. And again, going for it. So again, Koike willing to put his strikes out there, trying to find a way, and there's a right-left, and Koike there with the
beautiful
takedown, but Pitbull immediately explodes to his feet, and great stuff in the final seconds of the first.
Beautiful hip toss by Koike.
He had his moments, but Patricio Pitbull showing why he is pound for pound the top dog in Bellator in the Rizin ring.
Absolutely. You take a look, and overall that entire round was more Pitbull. He was the one that was in control of it. He landed the better shots. He had Koike really not comfortable throughout. Take a look, and when you're seeing a guy putting his hands up like Koike is, he comes after him. This was where he got tossed down. Later on, he had a beautiful throw, but Koike was able to, at least when he gets to the clinch, he has a chance. And right there you see beautiful defense by Pitbull. Big heavy shots coming his way. Koike tries for the uppercuts. That was beautifully done. And here he goes after him. Beautiful toss, but over-rotates, and that's why Pitbull's able to just ride it through and get right back to his feet and land a couple of good shots.
Seconds out.
Koike, close friend, business partner of Rizin lightweight champion Roberto Souza, who we'll see in the main event against AJ McKee. They run 6 branches of the Bonsai Jiu-Jitsu Academy around Tokyo. Satoshi responsible for Koike being here in Rizin, and, well, he hopes that Rizin's fortunes change, because so far it's been all team Bellator MMA, and here in the second round we saw him trying to go strike for strike with one of the best at it in the first round. What would you like to see him do more of here in round 2 to try to get the fight to his office, which is the mat?
Well, I think exactly what we saw near the end of that. He needs to get into that clinch. In the clinch, he has the ability to possibly get the takedown, get the foot sweeps that he's good with, and then once he's in that position on the ground, then he is more in his comfort zone. In the striking here, it's Patricio's the one that is dominating the strikes.
Beautiful. The short and steps, the footwork.
Take a look at the feints. You'll see Patricio, he feints, and you see heavy reactions from Koike, which is telling you he's not comfortable.
And that allows for Patricio Pitbull to deliver some heavy shots like that calf kick to the lead leg of Koike moments ago. No wasted movement for Patricio Pitbull. Always thinking.
See, but these are the moments I want to see Patricio start to step on the gas. I want to see him go after Koike. He's got the power to finish him. He's got the ability to land body shots right now. Don't just paw out, go after him.
11 of Pitbull's 34 wins have come via knockout, as well-rounded as they come, has 12 submissions to go along with that. Meanwhile, for Koike, he has 27 submissions compared to 2 knockouts. Koike has never been knocked out, has been submitted. And there, Patricio Pitbull able to use his defense, his footwork.
See, but nothing actually touched Pitbull in all of that you saw.
Oh, but that touched, right beautiful hand. 1-2. Oh, there's that front kick. But again, Pitbull doesn't even flinch. Midway point of the round and the fight. And again, it's funny, Koike, his theme, his ring entrance, kind of maybe a precursor to what we're seeing in the fight. Very relaxed, very low energy in many ways, John, and it's something that, again, you feel you would like to see more out of Patricio Pitbull, knowing how much he has outclassed opposition in the past, and not saying that he needs to go balls to the wall here, my friend, but this is New Year's Eve. This is his chance to, you know, deliver on what he wanted. He wanted to face fighters from other promotions. Well, he wanted to face the best. And he talked about, to make a statement.
He talked about being a beast. You're going to see, I'm going to release the beast. Well, I'm not seeing the beast. I'm seeing the guy who is controlling. I'm seeing the guy who's dominant. I'm not saying you're not dominating the fight, but you have the ability to notch it up another gear. And he's not doing that. He's just almost in that. He's like a kid that's playing with his you know, a fly that he caught.
Nice right uppercut, left hook by Pitbull. And Koike, I mean, talking about Pitbull in reverential terms, leading up to the fight, facing a Brazilian for the first time. And not to say that he's just happy to be here, because he's the Rizin featherweight champion, but an opportunity for him. Imagine, he is the underdog, but he would definitely shock the world if he were to knock off Patricio Pitbull here tonight.
I'll tell you what, you know, we saw that one, you know, that front kick landed on Patricio's face. If it catches him under the chin, hey, it could knock anybody out.
Final minute of the second. And there's Pitbull measuring with the jab. And again, Koike looking for that front kick, missing. 45 seconds left in the second. Right hand again from Pitbull lands. Oh, there's a kick that glanced off the temple of Pitbull. So Koike now, blood streaming down the left eye, around the left eye of Koike. And all he's done is gone fishing for the kicks, a cavalcade of kicks that have not delivered dividends. And meanwhile, Patricio Pitbull content to continue to fight on his terms. The punch placement is there. Not a lot of offense, but just enough to remain in control. Will we see an explosive Pitbull in the third round? The newest addition to the Bellator MMA roster. Olympic silver medalist, former UFC title challenger, Sarah McMahon has joined Bellator MMA's featherweight division.
Yeah, she's going to be going into that featherweight division. Now, she's not going to be ranked right away because you're taking a look at the rankings right now. But as soon as she has her first fight, she'll get that ranking, and she's going to fit right in there. You're taking a look at Kat Zingano, Arlene Blenko, Sinead Kavanaugh. She fits right into that. She's going to, after that first fight, somewhere in that 1, 2, 3 area, you're going to see her.
Chris Cyborg is the queen of the featherweight division, the king of the featherweight division. Patricio Pitbull and Rizin's king. Well, clever Koiki definitely behind that proverbial 8 ball as we get ready for round number 3.
Final round.
Some of the most savage displays of violence have come courtesy of the Brazilian fighters in the Japanese rings. Patricio Pitbull, does he have it in him here in the final 5 minutes? Wanting to show that he's a beast, wanting to make a statement against clever Koiki, who is outclassed in the stand-up. That's clear, John.
Yeah, there's no doubt. See it right there. Beautiful attack to the body, and start throwing more in combinations. Don't just do the ones, not the 1, 2. Get into the 3s and 4s. This is Koiki.
Wow,
this
Koiki
is where
doing
you
what he
want
wants
to
to do.
I don't blame him for pulling guard here, but you're pulling guard on a guy that knows what he's doing. That's not an easy position.
And yet you know he'll attempt to do that over and over again because that is
and
the
you can't
way.
blame him.
Exactly, that's his strategy. That's the game plan, but
see, and right here, these leg kicks, people are looking at like, those do not feel good. And we'll see how long Jason Herzog allows it to go on.
He can dive into him like his Brazilian compatriot Mauricio Shogun, landing the flying right hand. Fedor Emelianenko used
giant
to do it as
Mongolian stomps. That's all legal here. He can do whatever he wants, but it's a matter
Mongolian,
of
wow.
You got to be careful of
Heard
being
of a Mongolian
hurt also.
chop. I've never heard of a Mongolian stomp. Remember what Tenzad? Actually, Sakuraba used the Mongolian chops as well. But again, this is all Patricio Pitbull, and yet, John, it's rather pedestrian at this moment.
Yeah, and again, this is, hey, he's in control of the fight. I don't blame him. We all want to see more, though, because we know what he can deliver. And in this position, I don't blame him for what he's doing. This is exactly what he should do. Just start picking him apart. And if you get an opening, then go in for the kill with that opening. But with what Koike's doing, Patricio's just winning right now, and so you can't blame him.
It's Muhammad Ali and Antonio Inoki all over again. Except Patricio Pitbull, Ali's legs were ruined. Patricio Pitbull has full control of his legs. You agree with that?
Yes, I do. It comes a part where there's nothing happening to gain anything out of it. See, right there, that's where Patricio needs to come back with that 3 and 4.
He keeps getting caught with that kick, not with a lot of
power,
but it's connecting.
Yeah, exactly.
Again, speaks to the way of the Warriors.
Yeah, that was a nice entry.
There's a takedown by Koiki.
Great job by Koiki. It was a nice entry. Used his hands to get into that body lock, and there he goes with the trip takedown.
And he has just over 2 minutes to get back into this fight and steal victory away from Patricio Pitbull.
But it's not gonna be an easy thing. It's because he's got to give space to do damage, and that space allows Patricio to do that.
Up, but he eats 4 punches. Hey, a good striking sequence from Koiki. Man, Koiki connects. There's a knee, and again, Pitbull come under fire, but again, jumping guard, as you know Koiki wants to do, is get this fight on the ground from his back, and now's got that lockdown body triangle from bottom, however, now back to close guard.
That lockdown's not going to do him any good.
Not at all, especially with just over a minute left in the fight. Hammer fist from the bottom. And there's hammer fist from the top.
You see he's trying to switch that angle, trying to turn to see if he can go for the arm, looking for a triangle.
60 seconds left. Pitbull posturing John, avoiding any attack from the bottom, and now stepping away.
See, and that's what posture does. If you have good posture.
There's a soccer kick.
Look for it. He's been talking about, but look, gets to a nice position here. Needs to just ride his hips down. That's what he just did, sunk his hips down. That makes him heavy. Beautiful.
And of course, he's known for a nasty guillotine choke. But Koiki on butt scoop position. 30 seconds left in the fight. Bellator featherweight champion Patricio Pitbull, Rizin featherweight champion Kleber Koiki. 10 seconds away from going to a judge's verdict. But the decision should be academic. Patricio Pitbull doing just enough to control and thwart any offense really from Koiki, who did have his moments. Again, we talk about, it's cliche at this point, but Bushido, the way of the warrior, Koiki tried to do what was necessary, including that.
Yeah, but the biggest problem with him when he landed those, there wasn't a lot of power on him. But you know, we talked about, hey, if he can get into the clinch, he can get those trips. You just saw it right there. And he went after Patricio, but to go after him with what he needed to do to get a win, he was having to give separation to try to land power, which leads to that get up by Patricio. Good fight by both.
Gadzhi Rabadanov. Pitbull. Gadzhi Rabadanov. Pitbull. Gadzhi Toyonaga. Pitbull. Yotte Souza.
There was never any doubt Patricio Pitbull goes to a unanimous decision win over Kleber Koiki, the battle of featherweight champions. Two Brazilians speaking in their native Portuguese, showing respect. And again, Koiki reveres Patricio Pitbull, yet tried to bring the fight to the Bellator featherweight champ.
He did, and you're taking a look at that. Right now, we're at 4 wins and 4 decisions. One more to get it to where it needs to be at 5-0.
Tonight, New Year's Eve, Saitama Super Arena, and John, it's time for the main event. And you look at a guy like McKee, just like any multi-generational mixed martial artist, a student of the game who's always dreamed, having watched Pride and K1 back in the day, of stepping inside the squared circle in Saitama Super Arena. He does so now as a full-fledged lightweight, looking to go 2-0, but he takes on the best at 155 in Rizin in Roberto de Souza.
Boy, he does take on a monster in this fight. I'm telling you, Moro, I am so excited about this. McKee is the real deal. Grew up with a father that was a fighter. He has lived this life, his entire life, and he is a special talent. He's a submission master. You take a look at some of the submissions he hit. The McKee, which is named after him, when he hit on Darian Caldwell. He goes after guys with great submission skills, but in this one, he is not the submission master. He is the master of the stand-up. He is the guy that needs to use his speed, his range, and his power to beat a guy in de Souza that is remarkable on the ground. You're talking about a guy, 5 finishes in a row. Every fight that he has won, 14-1 in his career, every one has been by finish. He's never gone to the judges. This guy is remarkable when the fight hits the ground, on his back, on top. Look out, if he's the guy in control of that ground position, man, it's gonna be a long night for McKee.
It could be a long night, but I also have a feeling this one could last about as long as a New Year's resolution. It's time for the marquee main event of Team Bellator versus Team Rizin. McKee versus de Souza.
Our tail of the tape for this lightweight main event, 19-1 versus 14-1. I don't know what more you can say. It's just telling you that you're watching two of the best.
From the Saitama Super Arena, New Year's Eve, this blockbuster co-promotion culminates with McKee versus Souza.
ただいまより本日のメインイベントライジン VS ベラトール全面対抗戦大将ライト級マッチを行います。青コーナー178センチ 70.20 キロ20戦19勝1敗アメリカカリフォルニア州出身ベラトールフェザー級ワールドグランプリ優勝第9代ベラトール世界フェザー級チャンピオンファンタスティック AJ マッキー
In the blue corner, standing at 178 centimeters, weighing 70.2 kilograms, representing United States of America, AJ McKee!
赤コーナー180センチ 70.85 キロ15戦14勝1敗ブラジルサンパウロ出身静岡県磐田市在住現ライジンライト級チャンピオンカナリア色の大和魂ホベルト・サトシ・ソーザ
In the red corner, standing at 180 centimeters, weighing 70.85 kilograms, representing Brazil, Roberto Satoshi Souza.
レフェリージェイソン・ハーゾン
この試合はライジン MMA 軍各ラウンド5分の3ラウンド制で行われます。なお、この試合の勝者は湘南病クリニック様。
McKee looking to make it a clean sweep for Bellator. Satoshi hoping to save some face for Rizin. McKee's second fight at 155 after one of the wildest scraps inside the Bellator MMA cage this year against Spike Carlisle, and he comes out throwing strikes. He made it rain during his entrance, and you know he's going to try to rain down blows. There's that patented side kick from McKee, which has been an effective weapon throughout his career.
It's a very effective weapon. The difference you're going to see between McKee and Souza, Souza comes from a Brazilian jiu-jitsu background, and then he's brought in all the other elements of MMA. Look, AJ has grown up as an MMA fighter. He transitions so well.
Already.
That's what makes him special. You saw, here we are, pulling himself into guard. Is that something that you normally see? Not really. That's his belief in his submission game from Satoshi.
10 of Satoshi's 14 wins have come via submission.
Nice
and
job by
McKee
AJ
looking to pass
over the
guard.
top of that.
Of course, McKee authored the 2020 submission of the year with the neck crank, christened the McKeeatine by our Showtime Sports colleague Luke Thomas.
Seeing Satoshi trying to bring that leg up, exactly. Yes. Looking for that triangle, which he brings up really quick. Good posture is what AJ needs to be thinking about. Heavy hips at times when he's on top, and then good posture will keep him safe from all of this. You see him bring his arm inside. Beautifully done by AJ McKee.
Hammer fist from McKee, and followed by a couple of other left hands, but back into the guard of Satoshi. And this is where McKee wants to be in his own corner. Let's listen in.
See, and this is very good as far as being on top in that corner is a big element of good ground and pound.
You're going to look to enter that left leg. Let's strike when you can. There you go. Just posture out of there. Back out. Just keep that posture. Keep that posture and heavy strikes. There you go.
And notice, good posture is what they're talking about because they know if AJ maintains posture, there will be no submission.
Just watch that left leg of yours. Just watch that left leg of yours. Let's throw some strikes, throw elbows. Let's back out, posture, and leap. You got knees too. You can knee too. Let's go heavy knees, left knee, elbow. Let's go left elbow.
Nice job of hiding by Satoshi with where his head's at and everything. He's looking to get that single leg going.
McKee's corner saying that the knee is an option, and of course, I think about the dearly departed Kevin Randleman and those skyscraper knee strikes he used to deliver to the head of a grounded opponent, as McKee tried to do there.
You saw McKee jump to that knee on the ground. Everything you're seeing out of AJ is very relaxed, very calm, thinking the entire time, looking for his openings just like that with that slashing elbow.
There's some ground and pound, but again, the tenacious Souza looking for the submission.
What a beautiful job by Satoshi to get those legs up, but again, a beautiful job of posturing by AJ.
Posture.
John, Satoshi's skills as a submission practitioner cannot be overstated. One of the best in the game today.
Because he doesn't just throw his legs up, Mauro. When he throws his legs up, he's grabbing hold with them, and he's bringing you to him. He's doing multiple things at the same time.
And yet, McKee remaining calm, focused, and again in his corner, and avoiding these attempts by Satoshi. Just over a minute remains in the opening round, and again Satoshi throwing up his legs.
That was a nice little knee that AJ threw
and now
on the ground
Satoshi
there.
looking for the knee bar.
Looking for the knee bar.
And instead, offense from McKee, but Satoshi doing a great job on his back of continuing to hunt for the submission. McKee remaining very cool.
This is collected. This is what happens when you have referees on the outside looking to push you back in. You got a guy underneath you trying to hit you. But
McKee trying to land some elbows.
Posture-wise, AJ McKee is just looking fantastic. He's within his element. Every time that triangle attempt comes up high, you look at him bring himself up, brings both arms in. He's doing everything right to defend against what's occurring and then landing damaging strikes.
Wait. Stay here. All this together. Okay. No, I'm gonna move you.
See now.
No. It's okay, AJ. 25 seconds.
I'm going to tell you right now, that is not for Jason Herzog to make a determination. They're not going through the ropes. He was utilizing that corner to control his opponent. He can do that. To sit there and turn to the inside, probably not the right choice.
Well, there is an attempt from vintage Pride days, as he's a big fan of Mauricio Shogun, who was doing that diving stomp attempt to Satoshi. But the first 5 minutes in the books, and we saw Satoshi do what he wanted to do, try to find a way to submit, attack from his back. Had some moments, but for AJ McKee, did everything expected of him in that regard in terms of defending and being calm, cool, and collected.
Yeah, and what AJ really showed Satoshi is, this guy doesn't, it's not that he's worried about the ground. He knows what he's doing. He's going to be in a position, I've got to catch him. I've got to find him when he makes that mistake. And right now, AJ hasn't made any of those mistakes. This is beautiful work. And you see how he takes those legs and he grabs a hold of you with them and tries to force you back in. And AJ using a lot of strength right there, but beautiful posture and positioning to stop what Souza is trying to attempt.
Second down.
Satoshi, as we have already seen, insanely good from his back, looking for the submission attack, showing some of the vestiges of that first round battle, the ground and pound attack of McKee. He mentioned that when Satoshi's on his back, his other opponents haven't really been able to deliver the bombs in the ground and pound. And for the most part, McKee had some moments, but he wasn't exactly able to do much either from that position.
Well, he did some damage, and it's tough when a guy is being as offensive off of his back as Satoshi is trying to be, throwing up those legs. You've got to be careful. You can't get caught overextending, bringing your arm to an offside.
Spinning back kick by
understandable.
McKee. Well, you're right, but again, just his style and the way that he's throwing up his legs, it does thwart any sort of ground and pound attack for the most part, but that's something that McKee will try to take advantage of it, put in that position again.
See, and this is the area that I really believe AJ has a big advantage in this fight. He is faster, he's longer, he's got more varied attacks in the stand-up. He's got to be careful with Souza's right hand, which he just threw right there.
Avoided it there, fighting from the southpaw stance as a head kick by Souza. Souza now coming forward and using that right hand that gets clipped by a right from McKee. A good exchange here. Jumping knee by McKee. Lands on the face of Souza, and Souza ate it.
All kinds of action within about a 15-second span. That was fantastic as far as what you were seeing. Souza really just starting to set his feet. He's not moving a whole lot. He's setting his feet, trying to throw with power.
Connecting. Souza delivering a striking display here. That kick partially blocked, but he continues to come forward on AJ McKee. McKee now landing the left.
Yes. You're taking a look. Satoshi's having a hard time with the left hand.
Body kick by McKee. Satoshi's on his back, eats a left hand.
But he's having a real tough time with the left hand. It's something, the southpaw sometimes, that stance causes guys problems.
Good takedown defense exhibited by McKee. As
got a nice body lock here.
Satoshi's got the body lock, takes the back immediate, very quick. And there's the roll through.
Yeah,
and it ends up with Satoshi having McKee's back.
You got a guy that's so good, he's going to roll through with you. You can't do the same attacks. You got to sometimes be a little bit more cautious. AJ going to get out of there. Satoshi just rolling right through with him.
Satoshi has 4 rear naked choke wins out of his 10 submissions and has the body lock employed on McKee. So McKee will have to defend against a scintillating submission artist.
And right here, I would tell Satoshi, don't look for that choke right now. AJ is very good at defending against that when he hasn't been hurt or anything. Start to try to land shots and make him make the mistake with his arm where you can slip it in.
Satoshi's last submission win came against Johnny Case in April of this year, a reverse triangle armbar, avenging a loss to Case, his only loss, and he brought in Case to help him prepare for AJ McKee.
Nice job of smothering. You see him with the hand over the mouth and nose, just trying to crush that breathing ability.
And McKee trying to deliver punches blinded, but trying to just control the wrist. And yeah, he's got that right hand free. A minute and a half remaining in the second. This is where McKee wishes he had eyes in the back of his head.
He does, but Satoshi needs to stop thinking so much about getting my hand free in submission and let me get my hand free and start to do some damage and open things up, create a problem. Right now he's looking towards that face crank. AJ doing a great job of defending here, being very relaxed, controlling the arms.
Final 60 seconds of the second. McKee trying to reverse.
Trying to turn inside of that.
Wow.
It's going to come out the back door.
Escape.
Needs to be careful.
Arm. And there's the ground and pound from McKee. Final 45 seconds. Soccer kick to the head. Satoshi trying to shell up. Elbows from the top position by McKee. And there McKee with a stomp to the belly. So he is making the most of his time in the Rizin ring. And he's saying, you know, I came here to fight Rizin rules, and he's delivering, John.
He's saying, well, you had my back for a while and you couldn't do any damage, so I'm going to show you what it's like. He just landed some big shots. That was a big
and
shot
again
to the
here
body.
in the Rizin ring, the criteria: damage first, followed by aggression, ring generalship, and with 10 seconds left, McKee wants Satoshi on his feet.
You see how Satoshi's getting up. Take a look at it.
He's beginning to fatigue, and by the way, for the first time ever, Satoshi is going to round 3. And he seems to be in a bit of trouble. They're fading. He seems very worn down after what transpired in that second round, especially when McKee was able to reverse. But he did have his moments, John.
He absolutely had his moments, but it was more positional moments than it was damaging. You see right there, McKee landed a big right hand. He landed that left kick to the body earlier on that hurt him, and you saw him drop down. These are things people saw. They don't remember when all of a sudden they see positioning like this, but Satoshi wasn't able to get any submission applied, and he really didn't do any damage. There was a big shot once he turned the position. AJ kicks to the head, the stomp to the body. All those things make a difference. That's AJ McKee's round.
To your right, give me more middle, and feint, the feint.
And when you look at the respective corners, the swelling under the right eye of Satoshi, the body language, and again, Satoshi going into uncharted territory, his first third round ever. We have seen AJ McKee go 5 tough rounds with Patricio Pitbull, and he went the full distance against Spike Carlisle in his lightweight debut. Third and final round of the final fight of the night, an historic night here at Saitama Super Arena. McKee, Satoshi embrace. Will McKee be able to make it 5-0 for Bellator, or will the Rizin lightweight champion put Rizin on the board to close out the night?
Well, you got to look at it right now. AJ is coming off of that second round, being in a bad position with Satoshi on his back. That's a confidence builder for AJ. He's like, you know what? You had me in a bad position. I was able to deal with it. This is my round now. I'm going to just start taking this over. I'm not worried about going to the ground with you.
And we talked about McKee with Carlisle. He was a little surprised at Carlisle's grip strength. Again, McKee moving up to 155. We saw him deal with Satoshi's grip strength for the most part very well, as Satoshi again looking to get it to the ground. Sprawled by McKee, and McKee now going for a submission.
That was not a good, it looks like it's there, but Satoshi's in a position where it's not going to work on him. It's tight. It's tight. Yeah, you could see it just wasn't sunk.
And kudos to McKee, presence of mind to release him before finding himself in trouble.
Fantastic job. He went after him.
IQ.
And that would have been a huge submission win
against
if he could have gotten it, but
against a
nice
submission stalwart, and there's that trip takedown. And we'll see how McKee now fares in this scramble.
Satoshi in the top position here. Beautiful sweep. He's going for that guillotine. He's got an arm in. He's squeezing.
Looking for his first guillotine choke win out of the 10 that he has recorded in his career.
AJ's fighting the hand, so that's telling you that he's okay with it right now. Now he's let go with that hand. Turning off the side, he's out.
McKee pops his head up, back up again.
Now Satoshi's arms are really heavy.
Respecting each other, but McKee avoiding the attack. Oh, nice jab from Satoshi. 3 minutes left in the fight. 3 minutes left on this historic night from Saitama Super Arena. MMA gods blessing the fans, hue and cry to see athletes from various promotions face each other, put their reputations, their skills, their promotion's branding power on the line. And it's been a terrific night thus far for Bellator, but good exchange, John.
AJ really needs to get back to that left hand. You can see the swelling on that right eye of Satoshi is really starting to close, which is going to make it even harder for him to see things. And that left hand has found a home almost throughout this fight.
Easy sprawl there for McKee, but the tenacity of Satoshi, and now it's McKee jumping in.
Not exactly what I would think is the smart move for AJ, but he's the one that's feeling it.
A guy who didn't have a traditional BJJ background, one of the best submission artists in MMA, but against like Satoshi, you don't necessarily want to play with that kind of fire. But now McKee on his back, 1:45 left in the fight, John. And again, when you look at the criteria, it's all about damage first. And it's, well, the damage has been done to the face of Satoshi, courtesy of AJ McKee. Minute and a half left.
Ready? Ready? Quick! We gotta work that minute. Get that left butterfly. There you go. Work. Punch here. Punch. Don't let him hold.
And Satoshi into side control.
That's nice shoulder pressure by Satoshi. He's putting a lot of pressure on AJ. Everyone looks at that and they go, oh, that's no big deal. No, that's a guy putting a lot of weight, a lot of pressure on you, constricting your breathing, but no submission there.
Anytime your opponent's in the side control, there's a potential to be a big deal for sure. Absolutely. A minute left in the fight in the scramble, and now McKee, wide base, and now wearing Satoshi like a backpack. 4 45 seconds. Satoshi looking for the rear naked choke. And again, McKee very calm, not panicking, controlling the wrist, or trying to, but Satoshi's free again.
And this is a game of inches right now. It's a matter, you cannot let those hands get free. One hand gets free, but it's tough for Satoshi at this point because slipping down, he's, AJ's real wet. It's not easy to get his hands free.
Satoshi,
oh, he goes for the roll.
Beautiful roll there, and yet Satoshi holds on to the grip. Some drama here at the end of the fight, but McKee survives. Satoshi giving it his best effort, unable to submit McKee, and at the end of 15 minutes, the two embrace. And John, again, talk us through the criteria for judging and talk us through your unofficial scorecard tonight.
Well, the criteria here in Rizin is, first off, damage. Second off is the aggression of the fight. Who's the guy that's going after trying to finish the fight? And then it's generalship, ring control is what they'll call it. And so you take a look at what occurred. First 2 rounds had to go to AJ McKee because he was the guy that did the damage in it. I can look at Satoshi in this last one, had the possible choke, possible submission, but not enough to get the win. I think that AJ McKee is going to walk away as our winner. Beautiful trip. Gets a little high on it, but comes back. AJ tries for that big uppercut. And then here with the back, goes for that big jump. Not sure if Satoshi's head was the first thing that hit or not, but it was an attempt that sometimes will work, sometimes it'll work against you. Great fight by both guys.
Will Bellator sweep Rizin?
Judge Matsumiya. Oh, McKee. Judge Minor. Oh, McKee. Judge Tonaga. Oh, McKee. 予定勝者 AJ McKee.
The answer in Japanese is hi. Bellator MMA, a perfect 5-0 over Team Rizin, and AJ McKee overcome with emotion. For all of these international athletes, the dream coming true tonight, to not only represent Bellator MMA, but to live the dream of competing here at Saitama Super Arena in Japan on New Year's Eve. And John, 5-0 for Bellator.
It was 5-0 for Bellator, but man, great night of fights.
I wouldn't be who I am right in this position without him. So shout out to the creator. Second of all, I just want to thank all the fans, everybody for coming out. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. This is a dream come true for me, to do soccer kicks and knees to the head. So dream come true. And I'm here. Hopefully I can get to come back and put on another great show for you. And hopefully I get a belt here in Rizin. I appreciate the collab and thank you all for coming.
見事な勝利を収めました AJ マッキー選手、そして素晴らしい戦いを見せてくれましたコベルト・サトシ・ソウザ選手、両選手に皆様今一度盛大な拍手をお願いします。
On New Year's Eve 2022, the Rizin Fighting Federation ring belongs to Bellator MMA.
You got to look at all these fights. They were close. It was close competition. Scott Coker with that big old trophy, which he is going to be very proud to put in his office.
It's because of the relationship between Scott Coker and Nobuyuki Sakakibara, who's gone close to 2 decades. And they both said, if we're going to do this, we want best versus best. And on this night, despite the Bushido spirit, despite the competitive juices flowing through the Rizin roster, they gave it their best effort. But on this night, it was all Bellator MMA and Nobuhiko Takada, a Japanese MMA icon, leading the crowd into the chant. We want to wish everyone Happy New Year's and sayonara from Saitama Super Arena.
Hey, what's up, guys? This is Francis Ngannou. Subscribe now.